Minecraft, a game with endless possibilities. A game where you can build structures you can only dream of, and in the next instance, die while chopping down a tree. There had recently been a talk of a new update coming to this game that would revamp the entire terrain generation. I wanted to test the update out to its limits. Can I survive 100 days in hardcore Minecraft? The 1.18 update? Upon loading into the world for the first time, I had no idea what was in store for me. But one thing was certain. This terrain generation, it was something different. I explored for a bit until I stumbled upon a jungle, finding some bamboo as well as some melons. I used a boat to travel away to find a place to set up my home. Found one of the rarest biomes in the game, the sunflower plains. This is where I wanted to live. I couldn't believe my eyes. It was so fantastic to see the generation. It was so cool. I acquired enough iron and made myself full iron armor. A little while later, I found my first diamonds and got a total of 6 diamonds. I made myself a pickaxe and continued on. Using a lava pool nearby, I made myself a nether portal to be able to travel to the nether. Day 5, I gathered up enough courage and headed into the nether in hopes of finding something useful. But the spawn was terrible. Marking the coordinates of the portal, I began digging into a wall in hopes of finding something. After a while of digging, I came across a seemingly infinite lava ocean, with a wall looking like the cliffs of Dover, nether version. A flat wall stretching across as far as the eye can see. After a bit more exploring, I finally found something useful in the nether. A bastion remnant. However, it was guarded by a ghast, firing a volley of fireballs towards me, preventing me from crossing over the lava and entering the bastion. Luckily, I managed to hit one of the fireballs back at him and killing him. Bridging over to the bastion, I found some gold blocks and explore around in the bastion. Finding 2 diamond pickaxes and my first piece of ancient debris. After a while of searching, I found enough gold to start trading with the piglins, and managed to get myself over 16 pearls, as well as some more useful stuff like arrows and obsidian. Day 8 began, and after walking what felt like 20 minutes, I finally found a fortress. I cosplayed a pro NBA player by tossing an ender pearl across a lava lake and block clutching to save myself from impending doom. Yeah, I guess it was pretty unnecessary, but it looked cool. When finally, fighting some blazes and getting all the blaze rods needed. I made it back to the portal and left the nether. I was done there for a while. My mission there was complete. Well, back at the surface, I stashed away all the items I found and acquired during my nether trip and spent some time chopping down trees. New house, since I didn't feel like living inside a mountain with 2 doors. So using the wood I gathered, I threw together a quick house. Working all through the night, the house was finished the day after, and I was happy with the way it turned out. It was basic, but still pretty nice. So I hopped into bed in my new house. Day 12, I started farming some sugarcane to be able to make myself an enchanting setup, as well as setting up a basic farming area. Day 13, I wanted to do a bit more exploring, so I headed out on a journey across the water. On the other side of the water, there were some pumpkins, which I brought home with me. And just over the hill, there was a village, where I saw my opportunity of capturing them and making them slaves. I mean, working for me in a normal manner. Day 14 and 15 was spent trying to get them to my base. Day 16 to 18 was spent down in the mines, because I felt like I needed some more diamonds, and make myself some full diamond armor. So I headed down into the mine for an hour or so, and found myself tons of good stuff. Well, back at the house, I tallied up the rewards for the trip, and made myself a set of full diamond armor. The villagers were reading like crazy, and I wanted to see if I could roll any good enchantments with electric. I managed to get 3 really good traits, including Fortune 3, Silk Touch, and Efficiency 5. Soon, my tools would be really good. I wanted a more permanent solution for the trading room, so I made space for them in the wall, and moved the villagers into the places. Now it's easier to know which trait is which. I can keep better track of them. I spent day 22 through 24 trading with villagers and gathering up as many emeralds as I could to be able to upgrade my tools. I was making a lot of emeralds now, and I'm getting richer by the minute. Using enchanted books and the levels I got from trading, I upgraded my 2 pickaxes with both Silk Touch and Fortune 3. With my newfound wealth, I wanted to get Unbreaking 3 and Mending books to put on my armors and tools. This took forever, and looking at the recording, I broke and replaced the lecterns for 15 minutes before getting them both. However, I stopped at Unbreaking 2 since it took so long, and it's good enough. I wanted to see this generation for myself, this newly added terrain generation. So day 26 to 30, I spent walking around the world and finding the most amazing things. The new terrain generation is just insanity. It looks so good. Everything from dripstone caverns to ice-top mountains were discovered. But there was one thing I still haven't found. The elusive lush caves. I needed to see them for myself, so I kept looking. Then, finally, as I broke the piece of stone, there it was in front of me. A cave filled with moss, all the way from the floor to the ceiling, with clay patches holding back water and glowing berries hanging from their stems. This place was magical. I knew one thing for sure. If I wanted to experience this version to its fullest, I needed to get my hands on an elytra, so I could fly around. I had traveled over 2,000 blocks away from my house at this point, so here I started my journey back. On day 32, I finally made it back to my home, with a goal in mind. I needed to defeat the dragon, so I got back into the trading and tried my best to get a Protection 4 villager, something I needed desperately. I noticed one of my villagers somehow got turned into a zombie. If I could get my hands on a weakness potion, I could heal him and get better traits. And on day 33, my Protection 4 villager finally picked the right trait. It was time. Whispers from the underworld had told me about an elusive material, one made from Hell's core itself, netherite. On day 34 to 39, I spent some time in the nether mining for ancient debris to finally be able to get my hands on some netherite. This was something I needed desperately. Finally, after hours of mining and a trip to repair my pickaxe, I finally was able to acquire the last piece of ancient debris I needed. On day 40, I smelted up my ancient debris and combined it with gold to upgrade my tools and armor to netherite. I was looking better than ever. As the sun was setting on day 40, I went over and crafted up some Eyes of Ender. It was time to go to the end. The dragon will be no more. As I slept on day 40, Perhaps for the last time in this world, I dreamt of only one thing: wings. So in the morning, I went over to my villagers and said goodbye to them. This could be the last time I see them, so I wanted to thank them for the enchantment they'd given me. With one big throw, I threw the pearl, and it showed me where its home was. Eager as I was, I almost forgot to bring rockets into the end with me. On day 42, I reached a point where the pearl went downwards. I frantically started digging down towards it, and before I knew it, stone bricks were in my way. I had dug down just over the portal rule. Filling out the last of the ice opened up the portal to another dimension. It was time to fight. Right as I entered the end, some of the Endermen got mad at me for looking at them in the wrong way. I had to fend them off as well now. After swiftly taking care of them, I noticed a weird thing. None of the obsidian pillars were even spawned in the first place. This helped me a lot in killing the dragon, since I didn't have to worry about climbing the big towers and risk falling off. I fired arrow after arrow towards the dragon, and reaping every chance I got to hit her with my sword. Then, with one final blow, the biggest foe of this world was killed. I wanted to continue deeper into the end dimension. So during day 43 to 45, I trapped and killed some Endermen to gather up some pearls. Using one of the pearls in the end gateway, teleported me to a different location. A place where purple trees with weird flowers, which granted me teleportation when eaten, grew vividly. Small floating islands overrun this place. So bridging over and pearling my way, I could finally find it. The End City. This one had a floating ship next to it. I fought my way through the city, challenging every foe in my way, and stepping onto the boat. In the front of the boat, an elytra were situated. As I killed the final foe guarding the wings, they were mine. Chests upon chests of endgame loot. I had to stay a while in this place.